That nothing was a good one, actually.
Well, sorry firstly for coming so late, but then as you know, we have had two special events that dominated the build-up to the Champions
You can
Trophy.
put the blame on me. It's fine.
That blame, yaar.
Unlike you
Got a brain fade. I can't
accept
help it. Okay. Yeah. But yes.
I had a Steve Smith at the Sports Today studio.
Yeah. So that impacted both me and Harshit. Thank you so much, Gulati. But yes, we have been tracking Gukesh and we have been tracking Suryakumar Yadav live on Sports Today in the India Today conclave that was there. So you could check all that what was said. But we now have just about 16 hours to go for the Champions Trophy final. Build-up is done, PC is done, practice is done, all the stats that we have done on Sports Today, all the color copies that you want on Sports Today, the videos and all, we have done it. Straight away, Harshit, I and Siddharth Gulati will be focusing on the chances tomorrow.
And you mentioned Suryakumar Yadav, the verdict's already out. As far as Suryakumar Yadav is concerned, it's a done deal. India winning it.
Shocker. What would Suryakumar Yadav have said otherwise? Isn't it? But yes, it is a done deal because of the fact that India are undefeated. They have played all their games in Dubai and have looked depth-wise and experience-wise as the most strongest team that is there. But there are two things. Historically, when you look at it, no team has beaten the other team twice in the same Champions Trophy. Number one. Number two, New Zealand have lost finals to every team except India. Except India. So two instances of history is going to potentially change. If India win, it will be unprecedented. Imagine winning two ICC Champions Trophies undefeated. No nation has ever done that. Australia lost one in 2006, but they didn't lose in 2009. India doing it twice. Thrice, but the trophy was shared.
So technically thrice actually. So that's exactly what I was about to come to.
There are 6 titles. If they win tomorrow, if there are 6 titles, 4 have come unbeaten.
Undefeated.
Yeah. Because they won the T20 World Cup without a single loss.
Yes.
So that is why. So straight to the chase, gentlemen. India versus New Zealand.
The number could have increased by 1 if we know.
Yeah, if we know.
If you know.
If you know.
YK.
Since I've talked about that, do you know what people are talking about on social media ahead of the match?
Yes.
Since the number 9 is being talked about so much, there was a 19th involved. There was a 29th of importance then. Tomorrow is the 9th. Do you know why people are talking about the 9th now? Because 2019, when you got knocked out of the Champions Trophy, that match against New Zealand started on the 9th,
ended on the 10th.
Yes.
You know what is something else, okay? A Sunday.
And India don't really have a good record on
5
Sunday.
losses on Sunday finals. And you know what was that one win? Champions Trophy final in 2013. That was a Sunday. And you know what was...
That was 23rd of June.
Yes, that was a Sunday. And you know what was happening 12 years earlier in that Champions Trophy, which has happened even in 2025?
Rain?
The Mahakumbh.
Oh.
The Mahakumbh happened on 2013, it happened in 2025. And you won the Champions Trophy final in that particular year. So that's why, looking at all this, Sunday jinx, you have won 2 ICC events on a Saturday, you have won 2 events on a Monday. That's how the spread is. Who wins it on a Monday? 2007 World T20, 24th September.
What about 2011? 2nd of April?
Yeah, 2nd of April was a Saturday.
Was a Saturday?
Yeah, it was a Saturday.
Oh.
Yes. 29th June was a Saturday. So that is why Saturday is the best day. That's why broadcasters greed. Why do you have to play it on a Sunday? So that is why.
They can't just be playing
Saturday.
You ask the neutral as well, they'll say that let's have it on a Sunday. Sunday
then
just makes for
back on the Monday
proper popcorn stuff, entertainment, you want to be with family.
Except for us, because we will be with our 581k family members throughout the day on Sports Today. You'll be getting live updates from Dubai right from 12 p.m. onwards.
Yes.
12 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. You're going to see non-stop coverage of the ICC Champions Trophy final because India are going to make it a 3rd. New Zealand will be gunning for a 2nd. So, straight away, what do you guys think? Are you sharing Surya's optimism that yes, it's a done deal?
First, before we get to that, how about we talk about whether this is as straightforward as many think it is. On the eve, what do we feel? What are there any butterflies that we have right now, or this is as straightforward, as plain Jane, simple, straight as an arrow as it gets?
I think I'm going to go back to Siddharth's comment only that he made, I think in one of the previous dugouts this week only, that New Zealand will have to pull off a monumental performance to defeat India in the final here. I think someone will really have to make sure that they just, not play that great innings, but even in the bowling attack also, someone will have to, step up and basically outfox these Indian batters. It's not really going to be about extracting much from the pitch or maybe extracting more from the overhead conditions, because remember, it is going to be cloudy tomorrow. There is no chance of rain, but it is going to be cloudy. So I think if New Zealand feel their full pace attack, the only point here is that you'll have to try those different fielding positions. Something, I always go back to Ajinkya Rahane for that matter. Border Gavaskar Trophy 2021, how he basically got the better of those Australian batters by having different or innovative fielding positions. For New Zealand to really get the better of this Indian team, they need to do something very, very special. Else, I think you said it, it's going to be very straightforward.
For me, yes, I know it is a final. Yes, I know that we have been there even on November 18th when we were doing the preview to the World Cup final also. Yes. The kind of winning streak that we had, the kind of depth, the kind of variety that our bowling attack and batting had. I am tempted to say now, yes, it will be straightforward. I will tell you why. Okay? You see, India have managed to win all their ICC events by very close margins, except you may say 2011. That was a very okayish, comfortable margin in 2011. Okay. Now with this team, you are willing to believe that a Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, KL Rahul, Hardik Pandya, Shreyas Iyer will all be out of form on one particular day. I don't think that is happening.
So bad 45 minutes is a theory that can be dumped. Huh?
Dumped. Gone
completely. I remember, I think first time I heard it was the 2021 Champions Tour, the WTC final as well. Yeah. That time also we were told bad 45 minutes of play.
But you see what has happened in those other ICC losses. At that time, you're playing 7 batters or 6 batters. Here you've got 8. Yeah. And that, I think, has become the difference maker for
And that's what Shubman Gill has also said, that, having batting until 8 is actually giving the extra cushion to the top order batters to not take any extra risks, but, rather play their calculative game.
I have no doubt about the batters that, yes, all 8 having a bad day, then that means something is wrong with the stars.
See, your number 8 has only faced 1 ball till now.
Yes.
That's how good the batting's been till now. Ravindra Jadeja has had to play just 1 ball.
Correct.
And he got 2 runs off it.
Yes. So, you've got that depth. You know what could be the Achilles heel if New Zealand figure out how to play the spinners? Then yes, will you have a plan B? That is what Rohit Sharma's captaincy will be tested on March 9th. Because if remember Ravindra played a horrible shot to get out in the first league game. Latham was clueless. Mitchell and Williamson was frozen.
Young had no idea about that incoming delivery from Varun Chakravarti.
Although he got an inside edge, got to the boot and it rolled back.
So his reaction as well after he got
That's why I would be tempted to play Devon Conway ahead of him.
But Conway, again, you can't drop a Young because he set the tone in the Champions Trophy.
True, okay? Pakistan game.
So, if your spinners, your 4 spinners upon whom you based your success on, they have a terribly bad day, then and only then New Zealand might be in the contest. But the depth and the experience that this Indian cricket team have, and especially since you have been playing in Dubai for so long, I don't think this New Zealand team can pull it off. And somewhere down the line, you need to have one dominant campaign. I think India is going to have that one dominant campaign. Because see, T20 World Cup also, you had your moments. Pakistan, you had the game was...
There was more than... Pakistan match though.
It was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But here, it's just been one-way traffic. So that is why this time I think you are not going to have the ghosts of November 19th. It won't happen. Once bitten, twice shy. The Indian team now know. Bahut ho gaya. Now we want to put on a display. And I think it is going to be a simple, straightforward thing. India are getting the Champions Trophy on March 9th. I'll be tempted to echo Surya's point. It's a done deal.
Yeah, I think...
While I remain confident of India being victorious tomorrow, but I don't, which is where I have a little bit of a disagreement with the two of you. I don't think it's going to be that straightforward because for me, in my view, New Zealand are a smart cricketing nation, and that's what we've seen. You know, in fact, if I'm not wrong, correct me, guys. I think the most centuries from any nation has come from New Zealand in this tournament. I think
Yes.
5 batters have scored centuries of all the centuries. That
Young
we've seen.
and Latham.
Young, Latham,
Ravindra.
Rachin, Williamson.
Williamson.
There's one more, I think. Mitchell, has he? Has he not?
I think no, against South Africa, who scored? There were 200s in the
Ravindra and Williamson.
Ravindra with 2.
Ravindra, I think in all, I think number of batsmen I'm counting, Siddharth.
4.
I think 5. Are we missing out on a 5th?
No,
Whatever, 4 or 5 batters.
Yeah.
4 or 5 batters, and I think that's the most for any team.
Yes.
India, you've had a Shubman Gill,
Yep.
you had a Virat Kohli,
Yes.
right? You don't have a third centurion till now.
Not a KL Rahul, not a Shreyas Iyer. Iyer though has got
Has looked
70
good.
maybe. Yeah.
Has looked good. So my point being that they're a smart unit. That ways, if you look at their batting as well, they're getting runs. Simple as that. They did perform well against India as well to a great extent. Yes, lost about 49 odd
44 runs, yeah.
that they lost by. But will that happen again? I sort of can't say it very convincingly. So while I do again think India will be the better team on the day, but I think the margins will be fine because I expect this New Zealand team to bat well, and there would have been some lessons they would have learnt from the previous time. They were playing Varun Chakravarti for the first time. Probably they would have seen his videos more and more. That doesn't change a lot in terms of, practically when you're on the ground, things work very differently. But I think they'll come better prepared this time, and they've got in Santner a very smart bowler who, as we saw with that ball that he bowled to
Rassie van der Dussen.
Rassie van der Dussen, completely squared him over there. Beautiful delivery over there from him. I think there is a reason to take New Zealand, seriously, and not count your, not count your eggs before they hatch.
Yeah.
It can't be that sort of a situation. I think we're in for a tricky finale tomorrow, and the Indian team will have to play very good cricket once more. Then you'll have those nervy moments again, I feel, tomorrow.
Sure. See, no one is saying that. We are saying that an India victory could be a done deal. We are not counting on the margins, or it's going to be one-sided. No. You're right. New Zealand will put up a fight. But we have seen there is a worrying trend even with New Zealand when you look at, you may say T20 or ODI, white ball stuff. One unit that always has given them trouble in the finals has been their bowling. You look at 2021 T20 World Cup. You look at 2023 semi-final. What let them down? It was the bowlers. And basically, okay, you got Dubai to neutralize that. And that is why, okay, you won't see a 300 or a 350. But Shubman Gill did mention that, yes, it was the same wicket that you're going to be seeing in the Pakistan game that was used. It has been under covers. You don't know how the nature of the wicket will be. Tomorrow it will be cloudy. So that is why you won't see rain, but you won't see the sun bake it down to such an extent. So yes, you could see a 270, 280 wicket. But I don't know the trend in Dubai. Do you want to bat first? Do you want to bowl first? I really don't know the trend in Dubai.
I think I'm batting first.
I think with this Indian team, I don't think they care as to whether they are batting first or bowling first. Even if India is batting first, I think 280, 290 would still be, I think, a good score. 280 is something that this Indian cricket team
If it
can
is
still
280,
get.
290, you can have almost 75% of your hands on the trophy.
Yeah,
then.
absolutely. But I think will overhead conditions really be tempt the captains of two teams to probably decide to bowl first in that case?
Again, Dubai, 75% of the time you won while chasing. The New Zealand game was the only anomaly that was there. You defended. It still doesn't change the fact that Dubai remains a chasing venue. Majority, yes.
No, Siddharth.
No, the numbers are quite near.
Yeah, that's
But
what.
majority is towards chasing, na?
Yeah, yes, that ways. So it could be 60-40. It is 60-40. The numbers aren't as one-sided as they once used to be, or as is generally perceived.
Yeah, but the majority is maybe 22.
Yeah, the
have
needle
won.
does go over there to what you're saying.
So that is why.
But you know what scares me, and which is why I want to be batting first, because the average for bowlers, especially spin bowlers in the second innings, is in stark contrast better than the first innings.
Exactly.
First is excess of 40. This is around 24-25 if when spinners are bowling in the second innings, and one thing we've said time and time again about this New Zealand side is that they've got good spinners.
Yes.
They're led by Mitchell Santner. He's the best of the lot. But we know that even a Bracewell can chip in with a couple of wickets. Rachin Ravindra
Glenn Phillips
got the wicket of Aiden Markram the other day.
Yeah.
So he too can get you big wickets at times. Not that regular, we know. But something about this New Zealand team, because they're the silent slayers, as many call them, very silent workers, smart guys. I don't want to be too overconfident ahead of the match.
I think it's not about being overconfident, to be honest. It's just the way that this Indian cricket team is playing. I think in case of 2023 World Cup, when India won those 9 matches on the trot, I'm pretty much sure that, obviously, I was a part of other organization at that time, but we all, I think, share similar sentiments here. The only point at that moment was, even I was thinking at that time, that maybe, India need to have a bad day before the final, because come the summit clash, you wouldn't really want to have a bad day at that particular moment. Unfortunately, it happened. You talk about this Champions Trophy, I don't know whether it's just me or whether it's, I think, everyone else. I don't think that India are really having a bad day.
See, the tournament's also quite
That's the
short.
point.
The tournament is also very short. We've gone on this, we've gone on and on this, that all you're expecting your team is to win 5 matches on the trot. Now, that's like playing a bilateral series, and you're expecting did the Indian team not win against England, albeit a T20 series, 4-1. So you've seen teams go on a 4-match, 5-match winning streak. So all you're expecting is across 3 weeks your team to win 5 matches. And this Indian team, by the way, has gotten longer breaks than you get in a bilateral series. You've got a full 1 week gap. You don't get that kind of a gap while playing a bilateral series. So all the more reason that I feel that bad day may not necessarily come, because you're rejuvenated, you got ample break. That's a bit of an advantage as well, I feel, because teams that you've played on the Sunday and the team that you'll be playing this Sunday, again, they were in action just a couple of days back, then they've had to travel as well. So those factors, I think, also count. Ultimately, I'm not saying that the decision or the result will be because of these factors. But yes, India's had their own advantages of going into this match as well.
But Gulati, I'll tell you one thing, okay? This bad day before the final is a myth, okay? I'll tell you why. 15, okay, you had that one bad day, you lost. 17, you had a bad day against Sri Lanka, but you still lost the final, isn't it? 19, you had a bad day against England, you lost, but then did you win the semi-final versus New Zealand? No. 2023, okay, but then all that past instances, 2022, you had a bad day against South Africa, but you didn't win the semi-final, right?
Exactly.
So, 3 instances I have pointed out in the last 8 years where you didn't win despite losing
Having
the
a
first
bad
game.
day.
Which is why it's a myth. Yes, it got exasperated by the losses of 2023. But 2023 needed something inspirational from Australia, and that is beast mentality Australia. New Zealand, I don't know. That's why they are called the poorer cousin of their trans-Tasman rival. Mentally, they are weaker than the Aussies when you look at it. In cricket, I'm not talking about rugby. Rugby, though, they absolutely decimate the Wallabies.
Head and shoulders.
Head and shoulders. But cricket, their nice guy image is only going against them in that sense, except against India.
But even, you talk about that nice guy images, New Zealand, I think, are only the second team, apart from India, to qualify for the most number of ICC knockout matches.
That's true.
Absolutely.
In all the formats here, ODIs. Oh, sorry, in the 50-over format as a 20-over format, obviously.
I mean, you look at
They've
it.
been regular. Let's go backwards. 2024.
I'll tell you from the 21st century itself.
Go ahead.
2003 was their worst. Super 6 stage, out.
Yeah.
7 semi-final, 11 semi-final, 2015 final, 2019 final, 2023 semi-final. This is ODI World Cup.
And even in the T20 World Cup,
Even in the T20 World
21
Cup,
final, 22 semi-final.
Semi-final, exactly.
Yeah. Even if you look at it, 16 semi-final, they lost to England.
Kane Williamson's first
Dubai
tournament as
yeah,
well.
in Delhi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you look at 14, yes, they got out along the Super 6 stage. 12, Super 6.
14, I only remember they'll stay over.
Yeah. They're competing with India in terms of having regular appearances in the knockout stages.
Although Champions Trophy has been a disappointment for them. After 2000, when they won,
2009 was the only time they did well. That was the final against Australia.
Correct. 13 they were woeful. 17 they were woeful.
South Africa, that was, right?
2009?
Yeah.
In
Australia.
South Africa.
In South Africa.
In South Africa.
So only once They don't have the consistency that is in the Champions Trophy what India have been having. India, after their first round exit in 2006 and 2009, 13 final, 17 final, 25 final, and winning one of them. Could be two of them. So that is why India are far more dominant in the Champions Trophy than New Zealand are. And yes, they have not lost. They have now won 3 consecutive ICC matches against New Zealand. 2 Dharamshala and Mumbai, now 1 in Dubai. So they are on a winning streak at this point. That is giving them confidence. Exactly. Why is that confidence? The depth and the variety. They didn't have it in 23, but they still got through. This they have it. Which is why New Zealand will need something monumental, or India's spin attack has to be neutralized thoroughly. And I don't see the New Zealand batters doing that. Which is why.
Just to take you guys back, why I am a little more reserved perhaps is because of the kind of stroke making I saw from Kane Williamson the other day. Yeah. We saw the paddle from him, we saw the sweep from him, we saw the reverse sweep from him. Now he's an imaginative fellow, as we know. And if he can play that way, we know Tom Latham, we've seen that earlier in this tournament as well, execute the sweep well. And Daryl Mitchell also plays the sweep well, has a variety of strokes, can clear the boundary very easily as well. So I do feel, if they have a good day, the New Zealand batters, the Indian team will be tested much more than they were in the group stage. When you look at that batting unit, Could
be. So, yeah, but I'm glad I'm not the captain, because I would be struggling what to do on this Dubai wicket. Bat first, chase.
Batting first, yes. I want to give my spinners as much advantage as possible. I think the winning captain has to be batting first.
I think if New Zealand bat first, anything less than 280 to 85, I think it's going to be advantage for India.
Yeah,
New Zealand will have to basically score in excess of 280 to make sure that they give that fight to India. Apart from that, I don't see any reason why this Indian batting lineup would actually struggle.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
If the target is something in the region of 250, India getting there on a canter perhaps.
Correct.
Yeah. But if you want to challenge this Indian team by winning the toss and batting first, then you need a total in excess of 280. Correct. Only then some of the batters will then have to ensure that they're batting at a strike rate of about 70. It has to be in fact 80, 100 in that case. It can't even go down to 70. You can't be, and that's where some of the batters may just find it difficult, because that's not something that's happened in the last 4 matches. The couple of times you were asked to chase as well, the asking run rate wasn't much. There was no scoreboard pressure. So you got the freedom. Things got a bit tricky. It was run a ball, remember. You were just in fact behind the curve in the chase against Australia, which is why Hardik Pandya, once he came in, when did the Indian team really sort of, sit back and say, okay, the match has now been pocketed, it's with us.
2 sixes.
After the 2 sixes to Adam Zampa were hit.
Yeah.
So that's where I feel that, you could be tested if it's and that's the only way. You put on enough runs on the board, only then you are challenging this Indian team.
And if we talk about, I think, India's chances, obviously India, one of, the hot favorite to win this thing. What would make India an even more favorite heading into this clash if Matt Henry does not play?
Oh, yes.
That's going to be a massive factor. See, what it does is, Matt Henry has always done well against India ever since making his debut way back in 2014. It's been almost 11 years now, and he has been hurting India across formats in Test and
ODIs.
In Test and ODIs.
He hurt you in Bangalore as well.
Yeah, got a 5-wicket haul there.
Yeah.
He hurt you in that 2019 World Cup semi-final. His first 3 wickets out of 4.
And if we talk about, overall his performances also, I think the other day against India, he took a 5-wicket
5 for 42
in Dubai. So him not playing, what it does is obviously, puts that extra pressure on the likes of Willow Rourke and Kyle Jamieson also, who is also making a comeback from an injury.
You will get an inexperienced Jacob Duffy in,
could
or
be Nathan Smith also, you don't know. So I think Henry not playing is going to be a massive advantage for India.
Again, let me reiterate, we don't know what is the status of Henry's fitness. He could be fit.
Certain reports suggesting he may not be available, but
let's see on the day.
Yeah, no confirmation as yet, so don't.
Before we take the comments, do you think that India will have a surprise and get in a Washington Sundar?
No. Why?
Same 11.
Why would you even want to play 5? Okay,
left-handers.
No,
because
I
of
don't
New
think
Zealand's
so.
left-handers.
I think you're relying on the present lot to do the job.
And
again.
I don't understand getting Washington Sundar. Varun Chakravarti anyway can be that mystery spinner, na? Can bowl off spin to the left-handers. He got Travis Head out anyways. Yeah. So that is why I think it is a very important situation that is there. I think India should go in with an unchanged 11.
Percentages?
Oh, that
Okay,
is-
as far as I think even Mitchell Santner has also provided an update on Matt Henry that they'll be going across the road and training after this. Matt's going to have a bowl in the practice session, and they'll basically make a call tonight itself. They
So
could
we
make a call.
so we wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
tomorrow. But I think looking at this current arrangement, I think Henry is a goner.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he's playing, and I think
Ouch.
it basically
That-
tilts New Zealand's plans here, because then you would basically now want to see who do you open the bowling with, whether it's going to be Jacob Duffy with Kyle Jamieson or Nathan Smith with Jamieson, because Will O'Rourke, if you utilize him with the new ball, I'm not sure whether you'll be able to use him in the middle and death overs, because Will O'Rourke with the old ball is turning out to be a different beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was looking at some of his numbers, Gulati. His economy is a bit of a problem amongst the
Because
bowlers
he's
that they
basically
have.
doing the thankless job. That's the point.
Yeah.
Oh, so New Zealand have to pray for Matt Henry, because if he's not fit, then I think my advantage is 70-30 in India.
If he doesn't
More,
play.
I would say more.
Yeah.
80-20.
75-25, I would say.
See,
If
Henry
is
not being there
60-40.
just changes the thing altogether.
Even if there is Matt Henry in the team, I would still give 60-40 to India.
Eh,
60-40.
let's assume Henry is there.
60-40.
Because we started the conversation and we weighed in on each of those issues, assuming that Henry is there. 60-40 if
To
Henry is there.
Yeah.
You, Gulati?
I think if Henry is there, I would go for 65-35 to India. And if Henry is not there, then clearly 85 India, 15 New Zealand. Seriously.
Same.
I'm a little conservative. I think just the New Zealand factor is weighing on me a little more. So I'm going 55-45.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Because see, the problem is they need Henry with those early breakthroughs. If you don't get the early breakthroughs, but this is where, look at 2019. Henry gave you those early breakthroughs, India froze, and you had to somehow, you fell 18 runs short. But look at what happened. I know different context, you were chasing then, but Shreyas Iyer pulled you out of a hole. And the Shreyas Iyer factor, we have done a video on Sports Today also, why I believe that he will be the X factor, because last 8, in all of his 8 innings against New Zealand, he's got 650 plus scores.
Yes.
Only 2 scores under 50, and that too, they are not exactly single digits, 49
And he
and 33.
averages
Even last
70 plus.
72.
Yeah. Even the last 4 matches, you see, I think he's got
105,
250s
79.
and there are a couple of 40s and all over there as well.
He's got a 49, he's got a 33, he's got a 105, and he's got a 79.
70, exactly.
So that is why Shreyas Iyer will be the X factor for New Zealand, and because he loves playing against them, I don't think that every other batter will then collapse.
One quick question for you guys before we dive into the comments. Last time, perhaps we're seeing the Virat Kohli Kane Williamson rivalry.
Yes.
It's a rivalry that goes back to 26 years.
Yeah.
2008.
And I think,
Under 19 World Cup. Both of them were there.
No, not 26, it's 19 years then.
Yeah,
17 years.
17 years. 17
I
years.
think for-
Sorry about the math, but it's been that long.
This could very well be Kane Williamson's last time in New Zealand colours, specifically in ODIs.
He's on a casual contract.
Yeah, he's on
anyway.
a casual contract. I don't think he's obviously going to start for New Zealand, at least in the next few months or so. Maybe a big series, if it comes up, let's say, they're traveling to Australia for a test series, maybe you can see him here, see him there, but I don't think so. I think this is probably the last of Kane Williamson that we are witnessing.
I think it's the last time Kane Williamson's playing international cricket.
I think his elbow is a major issue. Actually.
Because
Even
India,
that knee surgery that he had,
that
Gujarat,
IPL
first
game,
match,
because India don't play New Zealand until October 2026.
That's an ODI and T20 IC.
That's a test series also.
Two matches.
Yeah. So I don't see Williamson playing that long. I think March 9th, if New Zealand, I don't know about the result, I think it's the last. So
He's
from the
hurt.
Fab 4, we'll
You
now
just
down to
hope,
Fab
he doesn't hurt the Indian team the way that he did. He scored the winning runs, I remember.
In 2021, he did so. He was the key run getter even in 2019. He scored a 50 there as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yes, Williamson has hurt India in the past. But I think 2025, I think it's the last time we are seeing Kane Williamson.
True.
And he's looked good. He's looked good in this edition of the Champions Trophy
Except
as well.
against India when he froze. 67 strike rate in a chase of 250. So
Yes.
that's why, I think there are 5 retirements that they're saying on the horizon. I don't know how those 5 came out because I don't think.
How many
Virat-
from India?
4 from India.
No, those retirement rumors, as we heard from
Ashwin. Some, I can't believe.
no,
such-
even Gill said no, the focus right now.
I
Whatever.
think-
4 people from India?
Virat,
Roko?
No.
Virat, Rohit,
Jadeja?
Shami, Jadeja.
Shami. Okay.
Shami retirement.
I don't think so.
For his injury, can he continue in Test cricket? For his injury concerns that is there.
Yeah, he just sort of has made a comeback.
So
Let's see.
I don't think it's happening though. I don't think anything.
But yeah,
is
with
happening.
Shami till 27, that's a big question then.
Question mark because he can't recover from a knee injury for such a long period. 1 year he was out of the side. Plus knee plus ankle. That is why I think.
Was there swelling or no swelling?
No swelling. I hope.
Ashish there as a comment that India should score 270 plus if batting first. Absolutely. If they score 220, 240, Indian spinners won't be able to defend against Kane, who is a clutch player in crunch matches. Well, that
WTC
was
final.
something that was predicted in that group stage match also. But then, it was Varun Chakravarti who's, basically spun a web
tied
around
him
the New
down.
Zealand batters.
And it was Aksar.
It was Aksar who capitalized.
Very good. I think it was the last ball of his spell, Aksar Patel.
Second last ball.
I think last ball it was. Smart boy, just pulls the length back. Kane Williamson doesn't even turn
He
back.
walks.
Yeah.
125.3 overs from our Indian spin quartet and they have gotten 21 wickets. Meaning they strike every 6 overs. The quartet. That is the way it is. Waiting for Rohit, Dhanush is saying, waiting for Rohit first 50 in his 9th ICC final. Yes, he's not had a good run when you look at knockouts. But again, Dhanush, if he scores a 45 of 30 balls,
I'm taking it.
I'm also taking it. Again, he lives by what he said. We don't play for milestones.
Yeah.
And that is what Rohit is doing. If he's giving you a 30 ball 45, what is the big harm, yaar? I mean, I know you'll again dig out that old number, he only does well against only Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
But I'm taking a 45 or 30 if it is helping your team and winning also. So yeah, couple more comments then. Priyanshu, if Henry doesn't play, huge advantage to India. That's what we also think. Rohit Gill will have best chance to go big as entire New Zealand plans change. India 70%. All three have played golden bat and ball. What is pot? I don't know.
A player of the tournament.
I know. Player of the tournament. If
See,
Virat
if there's runs from Virat.
I think for me, if India win tomorrow, it has to be Shreyas Iyer.
Actually, Shreyas is a very, very good candidate. I'm just saying, guess if Varun is to pick another fifer, he comes
then
into
Varun
contention
Chakravarti.
as well.
Absolutely.
Because his average will be stunning. He would have played 2 games fewer.
Yeah.
Okay, Manu John is like saying, wish you said India will surely take A1 no matter what happens on 2nd March. Then why did SA team fly to Dubai and then
We
flew-
clarified on that. We clarified. on that. Yeah.
There wasn't at that time any confirmed.
Yeah, the attribution A1, A2 lost its meaning. The only bottom line was that India were to play in Dubai, and A1, A2 doesn't matter after that. B1, B2 was of far greater significance.
Correct.
Shivam Sharma is saying that he thinks New Zealand is going to drop Will Young and open with Rachin Ravindra and Conway. That's what I also said. And Matt Henry is playing tomorrow. India should include Sundar. I'm not sure whether India would want to include a 5th spinner here due to the more number of left-handed batters in New Zealand. But then I think in case of Matt Henry, nothing is for sure. They'll probably take a call in the next few hours or maybe just before the game.
It depends on which team wins. If India win, then I think it will be a close tussle for golden bat between Shreyas Iyer and Virat
yes,
Kohli.
both.
If New Zealand win, then I think it could be Rachin Ravindra.
Possible.
It could be. So let's see how that goes. So yep, less than 15 hours to go for the India versus New Zealand Champions Trophy final. A grudge match repeat of 2000. 25 years later, can India get their revenge?
You want to avenge 2000, you want to avenge 2019.
I think you avenged 2019 and 2023 itself. You avenged that. You dumped them out in the semi-final in Mumbai.
In a way.
So who would be your Chris Kents?
Kahan hai mera Chris Kens?
So how did you avenge that not in the group stage match, in the semi-final?
No.
Semi-final.
You know why I look at final?
Yeah.
Why I say that India winning the semi-final against Australia is not revenge. You have to beat them in a World Cup final.
Agreed.
India lost in the semi-final to New Zealand in 2019, but India dumped New Zealand out in the same stage in 2023.
Fair.
So
That's
you
fair.
got the revenge. So if you win this,
This is a revenge for 2000.
2000. Yes. And if India beat Australia, supposing in a final in 2027 in Johannesburg, you're taken revenge of 2023 and 2003.
No, then you need 2 titles, na?
But still, you've beaten them you got the revenge of 2003. 2023 is still taza, na? That ghav was a Nasur, no?
You know, I'll end it in a very normal way. Cricket will be the real winner.
Yes. And whether good guys finish last, we don't know who are the good guys. Is New Zealand a good guy? India a good guy? That we'll find out only tomorrow. But I think we can believe that India should be able to do this.
Let's see.
Okay. But yes, all of us are giving India a slight edge. I mean, you're giving a slight edge. We're giving a big edge. And that increases if Matt Henry doesn't play. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live dugout. Join us tomorrow from 12 p.m. IST onwards, because you'll be getting a lot of updates from Dubai. And tap that bell icon, subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis from me, Harshit and Gulati. It is bye-bye, Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair. Eat your vegetables, don't trouble your mother, and enjoy tomorrow.
Lots more content coming your way.
Yes, bye-bye.